We've travelled the world and eaten everywhere from roadside bars to restaurants with Michelin stars. But there really is nothing like a bit of home cooking.
Coming into a warm kitchen filled with the aroma of a tasty meal bubbling away. It's one of life's great pleasures.
Lovingly prepared dishes with flavours that pack a punch. It's the perfect way to put smiles on the faces of your nearest and dearest.
We'll also reveal the fascinating stories behind iconic dishes.
Who makes the best spaghetti? Right answer.
Uncover why some recipes are so special that they're handed down through generations of the same family.
It's fantastic, Mum. Thank you.
And
Service!
Find out what chefs like to cook on their days off.
This is much easier and much quicker.
there's nothing quite as comforting as simple home cooking. Today, dishes you may never have thought of making at home. But they're easier than you think. We're talking do-it-yourself. DIY or do-it-yourself. Some dishes that you see, you think, oh, it's very expensive, but I'll treat myself. But I'd never do that myself. I couldn't do it myself. Well...
You can.
You can.
Because we're going to show you how to make gravlax. The only thing with making gravlax is that there's quite a bit of waste because you've got to trim it off. So I'll start that.
I'm going to make the cure. I start with dill. I've got 40 grams of fresh dill and chop this till it's fine. There are many processes that originally started not for flavour, not for taste, but to preserve food. Salting, brining, smoking, pickling. And Scandinavians, because of the short seasons, are very, very good at it. And this is a wonderful way of making salmon keep for a long time. But by crikey, it tastes lovely. So I've got some sea salt flakes, about 75 grams, 50 grams of soft brown sugar, and I want about a tablespoon of freshly ground black pepper. So I'll be here for a little while. DIY, you see. We don't buy our pepper ground, we do it ourselves. We mix that together. Look at that. Looks nice, doesn't it? It's amazing as well. It takes about 3 days to cure. And the salt draws out the water in the salmon and the liquid, and it kind of cooks itself. But you know, it's amazing the amount of liquid that it will draw out. Do you know, we could be somewhere like in Reykjavik, couldn't we? Yeah. We are getting ready for the winter, myself and Olaf.
Yes.
So we mix the salmon.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And then what we do that, like a big sandwich.
Big sandwich.
And then, now this is the important bit, because this needs to be quite tight. Now, when you're wrapping...
Do you want to wash hands? I'll do that.
Yeah, go on, mate. Yeah.
When you wrap it, leave the ends open, because that liquid needs to go somewhere. And if you wrap it up like in a plastic bag, it's just going to stay. We need to wrap that quite tightly, but the weight of the salmon itself on its own isn't enough.
No, we've got our trusty brick.
That's going to exert pressure onto the salmon. We put that in the fridge now for 3 days. That will be in the fridge for the passage of 3 moons. At the end of every moon cycle, that's like once a day, you take this off, drain all the water out and turn the salmon over, so each side gets its own share of the brine.
And also, what is nice is fresh cling film each day.
Look after your fish, it's precious.
Right, fridge.
Three days later, we've been up day and night just waiting for that moment to turn the gravlax, and then another 24 hours, turn again. Well, if you believe that, you believe anything.
Yeah.
But even the sauce, we are making it ourselves. 3 egg yolks,
4 teaspoons of Dijon mustard.
and 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar, and a spoon of caster sugar. This is a proper Scandi sauce, this, and pepper. I'm not finished yet. Did you put salt in when I wasn't looking?
I did.
And salt.
I put a bit more in because I didn't put hardly any in.
Now we beat that till it's creamy, then we kind of dribble the oil in to make mayonnaise. Then we add dill.
Right, mate.
It's lovely. It's a sweet and savoury mayonnaise, this. Now, sunflower oil is always best for mayonnaise, as we know. We keep this long, ceaseless, endless dribble. Oh, it's starting to thicken up lovely now. You reckon we're there?
All right.
Give it another whack.
Done.
Now, to this, we add the dill, because without the dill, it wouldn't be dill sauce, would it? In Scandinavia, they use a lot of dill.
That's it. That's what you want to see.
That is, and we've done that ourselves.
Now, what we've also done, just to serve it up with, was some coriander seed and some beetroot, some chives, a little bit of parsley as well. It's lovely.
So here we have the finished gravlax.
Put it on the board, mate. And then what?
That's the liquid that's come out of the salmon. That's the curing process.
Anticipation.
How much would this cost in a restaurant?
Oh, it'd be fortunes.
It does look nice. Now, we need to scrape off. You know, gravlax is one of those dishes, you must try and do it yourself. You can have loads, it's impressive, and you can say, I did this myself.
Yeah.
Lovely, isn't it? Every family has their favourite dishes, the comfort foods that remind us of home.
These are our inheritance dishes, handed down through generations of the same family.
My name is Linda. I'm an organic baker and I've been baking for 25 years now. I've got 4 children and 1 grandchild. I'm originally from Gloucestershire, but I moved to Glastonbury. This is where I started baking the bread from my kitchen at home. I just love getting my hands on bread dough. I think the food that I would hand down as a memory for my children would be the focaccia bread, especially the cheese and pesto. It's very easy to make. You just put some warm water, hand hot, into a bowl. You add some flour, you put fresh yeast in, give it a stir. It's that simple. And now we've mixed the flour and the yeast together, we're going to wait for this to activate. So we're going to leave this for about 15 to 20 minutes and it'll start bubbling. So just leave this where it is in the bowl, in your kitchen. It's ready to go. When it starts looking creamy in colour and it starts to move up in volume in the bowl, you know that that yeast is activated. You get a little bit of sea salt, just enough for the palm of your hand. You put that in, and then you, very generous, you put in at least 4 to 6 glugs of olive oil. Add your flour until it comes away from the sides of the bowl, tip it out, and just knead it for a while, about 5 minutes. Let the dough work for you, let it work for itself, and then you put it on the side. You can chop it and use it straight away. I think it's important to pass on the skills that I've taught myself for the children, for their future, and also for their children. Hi, Hi, Verity. You all right?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Yeah, good. Hi, Louie. Give Nanny a kiss. Mwah. Oh, I've got flour on your cheek now. How did I do that? I think that food is love, so when you make something by hand, I think you have that intent. While I'm making it, I'm thinking people are going to enjoy eating this.
Your turn. Watch your fingers. Beautiful.
Now we're going to put the pesto on. So we put about half of a tablespoon on.
I think what's really important about family cooking as well is that we can now teach Louis all the stuff that we've learnt from our mum, and he really enjoys it. I just think it's like such a brilliant skill to have when you're older.
I think family gatherings are really important because everybody's having a go at cooking and sharing the food.
Food is very important to me. My mum's always said that people have an emotion with food. You can either eat because you're unhappy or eat because you're sad, but food's also really nourishing, and if you are having a bad day, sometimes a good meal can just fix that.
Everybody's relaxed and we can all sit in each other's company and enjoy what we're eating. I think that's very important, and very important for my grandson because he's seeing the food being made and he has a go himself at chopping and helping to prepare the food, and then we all sit down and eat it together. I think it looks like... I love comfort foods. When you eat something that tastes good, you feel good in yourself and it lifts your spirits.
You know when you get the fancy for a curry?
You do, and only a curry will do when you get that fancy,
that's it.
mate, isn't it? That's it, only a curry will do.
But it's cold. Maybe it's Sunday, the takeaways are shut. You don't want to go out, so what do you have to do?
DIY, make your own.
This is one of our favourites, and it's different. We invented this one.
Tell them what it is, Dave.
Well, you've got saag paneer, which is the same as palak paneer. But you know where the paneer, it's the Indian curd cheese. It's quite soft and mushy. Well, we had this idea that if you sprinkled it with semolina, garam masala, ours is crunchy palak paneer. So it's got texture, it's got taste, it's wonderful. And we're going to do a proper pilau rice, because once you've got your spice cabinet out, you might as well make your own pilau rice too. And it's full of the most wonderful whole spices, as it should be.
So I'm going to kick off with that while Dave's kicking off with his. We're going to use ghee in this traditional ingredient, clarified butter that's used in Indian cuisine. So initially, in a pestle and mortar, you take some coriander seed, okay, and then just crush them to a kind of light powder.
I'm making the sauce for the crunchy palak paneer. This is the palak part. Like a lot of good curries, it starts down with a couple of onions that are sweated down.
I love coriander seed. It smells fantastic, doesn't
yeah.
it? We're going to add some cardamom pods.
This really is the engine room to a proper pilau rice.
It is all of those flavours that you recognise. And then we add the cloves and the cumin seed and the bay leaves. Now, don't add at this point the cinnamon bark, because we're going to keep that whole, because we'll fish that out in due course. So, and then just break it up. And what's going to happen is the bay leaves are going to start to break down as well, and that's going to release all the lovely natural oils.
Now I put my onions in my ghee, and we start the process of curryfication. I just peel my ginger. That little trick again, peel it with a spoon. It's so easy. Get the brown skin off there.
So I'm just sautéing off my onions for the pilau rice in a little bit of ghee.
3 cloves of garlic.
Garlic goes in. Sauté that off for a little while.
If you don't want to use ghee and you want something healthy, just use a little sunflower oil. Now I'm going to pop my garlic in there and let that go down with the onions, and I'll chop the ginger.
So into the sautéed onions and garlic, we've got the bay leaves, and then we've got that lovely amalgamation of spice. And don't forget our cinnamon bark. We have some basmati rice. Now the basmati has been, what I've done, I've soaked it for a while, for about half an hour to an hour, and then I've rinsed it.
I think it really does make the rice fluffier.
It does, it benefits from it.
It benefits, yeah.
Because it rinses all the starch off the grain of the rice, and that in itself helps it not to stick together. So
Ginger's going in now with the onions and garlic.
coat the rice with all of those lovely spices.
Now, you've got spice, I've got spice too.
Great.
I've got ground cumin, ground coriander, turmeric and fenugreek seeds, and that goes into my onion mixture, and we start to cook that off for a little bit.
I'm going to start to add haldi or turmeric, and we want about half a teaspoon of that. Look, and it starts to take on the colour that we recognise as pilau rice.
I've got a big chilli here. I'm just going to slash it, because I'm not chopping the chilli in it. I want to get the flavour out of the chilli, but I want to be able to take the chilli out afterwards. And we pop that in with some salt. Now that's all started to cook together rather lovely. I put in a tin of tomatoes. Just chopped tomatoes. Turn the heat right down. I'm going to simmer this for 10 minutes. Then I pop in the spinach. And that's the sauce for the crunchy palak paneer.
And into this goes 500 millilitres of vegetable stock. Give it a stir. There we go, 15 minutes.
How's the pilau doing, Si?
Yes.
Oh,
Now, friend, I'm going to put a little drizzle of ghee over the top of this, like that. I'll take this and put it in the back dip.
Oh, this is going nice. I think a bit more water in this, just to loosen it a bit. And then we pop in the spinach, and the spinach will cook in the steam from the curry.
I'm going to prepare the paneer, and I'm just going to cut it into cubes.
We got this idea when we were cooking roast potatoes.
We did.
There's that thing of put semolina on your roasties, maybe some paprika in the semolina, and you get super crunchy roasties. So we thought if you put semolina and an appropriate spice around your paneer, then deep fried it, you should get crunchy paneer. And you do, but the garam masala gives it such nice flavour.
We're just going to mix it with the semolina. Take our cubes of paneer, and we toss them.
And there's enough moisture in the paneer for the semolina and the garam masala to stick. For my finale, I'm going to garnish with chopped coriander.
Let's just have a little look, Ski. It's a bit of a faff, but it's just worth it. Now, in due course, we'll take the paneer out
Yep.
and drain them off. When you're fluffing up the rice, just use a fork and be careful, because you don't want to break the grain up.
And just fold those in to the spinach and tomato curry. Bit of Bollywood nights. The incense will have been on, you know, my patchouli, my sandalwood going. The lights are down. The light I bought back from Go is coming on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a really light curry, this. I know
Yeah.
there's some ghee in it, but it tastes really light.
Yeah.
All the textures are there. So nice, fresh. Perfect. Perfect balance.
That could turn a couple of Harians into vegetarians.
I'm in.
It's that good.
Every dish tells a story. It may be about the ingredients that define it, the memories it evokes, or the people who created it. This is the story of Bev Needham's beef bourguignon.
My name's Bev. I'm a speech therapy assistant, which involves helping people with speech difficulties. I live in an absolutely magical village called Bollington. There's such a great community spirit here, and I feel very lucky to be part of it. I help run our training band, which is for young people and for retired people, or basically anyone. And it's all run by volunteers, it's all free. At the moment I play a cornet, but I've been known to play a tenor horn, a flugelhorn. I have a go at anything. I've done some great things. I've played at the Royal Albert Hall, I've played all over Europe. I'm not the greatest of players, I'll admit that, but I've been with great people. Always loved cooking from ever since I can remember. I wanted to raise some money for our local hospital, which inspires me to do my pop-up restaurants. Everyone just made a donation. My son and my husband, they're the sommeliers. I think you were in France, in a little bistro. We've raised loads of money and everyone enjoys the night. My beef bourguignon was inspired by my sister-in-law. This was one of her recipes made 20-something years ago, which I've slightly adapted because she would always use the best ingredients, where I use sort of budget ingredients, but I think, you know, the same results are achieved. You all right, Richard?
I am, Bev, you?
Can I have a kilo of shin beef and, yeah, please, and a bag of bacon bits, please? Shin beef, they need cooking a bit more carefully and a bit longer, and also instead of pancetta, which would be traditionally used in a beef bourguignon, I'm actually using offcuts of bacon bits, which are really inexpensive. First of all, I'll finely slice my onions. I like to use quite a few onions because I think it sweetens the dish. So fry them off. Going to add the garlic now because I don't want this burning. So we'll just put that in. 2 big fat cloves is probably enough. This now is going into the big pan, and I'm then going to fry off the beef. It's really good to get a good colour on this and seal it well so that the juices and the flavour all stays inside the meat. So this, although it's the cheapest cut, actually cooked right and cooked well and cooked for a long time is actually more flavoursome than the dearer cuts, I think. So we'll get that on. I'll then fry off my bacon bits. Add a couple of tablespoons of flour so it gives it a nice thick, rich consistency when it's cooking. Grab the wine, whole bottle, because it's a big dish. It's quite a lot to fit in. I'll then add my shallots, mushrooms, lid on, and in the oven. It needs about 4 or 5 hours to really reduce down all those flavours to marinate together, and you get this delicious pot of yumminess at the end. So I took beef bourguignon to band because we've recently done the French Open competition, which we travelled down to Amboise. 16 hours on a coach was absolutely fantastic experience.
Oh, it's lovely. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Tasty.
It is, yeah, it's dead nice though.
Could have had a bit more salt there, to be honest.
Such a successful band in Bollington that we're really, really proud of. The people are just so fantastic, so community spirited. It's just amazing.
Righto, viewers, settle down because this could be the longest recipe in TV history.
Yes.
We're going to show you how to make salt beef or corned beef. It's a bit of a process, it's old-fashioned, it's fabulous, and you can do it yourself.
Well, I'm going to start with the pickling spices or the preserving spices. First thing that we do is we're going to toast these off. So we've got 4 bay leaves. Now, just crush them up. And then we've got some cinnamon bark, some allspice, some mace, some cloves, and some peppercorns. And 2 teaspoons of mustard seed.
These pickling spices will go into the brine that I'm making, and this is what will cure the beef. I put some salt in the water, hence you've got brine. To that, I've got some soft brown sugar. That goes in. This is the mystery ingredient, Prague powder number 1. You won't find this in the supermarket, but you can buy it on the internet. What it is, it's a mixture of salt and sodium nitrite, and it's also known as saltpeter. This is going to take 10 days to cure. You can be slapdash with your ingredients and your amounts, not with this. For this amount of water, you need just 20 grams. Do be careful with this. Too much is not good for you. We bring that to a boil until all these ingredients have dissolved.
While that's coming up to the boil, I've lightly toasted all our spices off in a dry saucepan. All this is doing really is just releasing the oils, and you'll start to get big wafts of pickling spice, and it's lovely,
over
isn't
the
it?
10 days, you know, again, it's homemade, and all those spices go into the beef. It's fabulous.
Right, mate, they're ready. I'll just put them in, eh?
And lastly, just to spice things up, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger.
Oh man, it smells amazing.
Bring to the boil and stir until the salt and sugar have dissolved. Allow to cool completely. Let's get pickled. This is a piece of rolled brisket. Nothing fancy. It's nice though, not too much fat, but it's a good piece of meat. That goes in the bowl.
And this goes in here, over said brisket.
Nice one, Kingy. Now, cover this with cling film. I'm going to put this in the fridge for 10 days. So when you get up or before you go to bed, just remember, I've got to turn my brisket. Right, now look at this. In those days, 10 days, it's here. It's turned a bit grey and miserable looking, but that's what it's meant to do, but it hasn't gone off. Now we have to wash this.
I'm going to do a court bouillon, which is fundamentally onion, garlic, some thyme, bay leaves, and some celery. Just chop them. It doesn't need to be flash.
Just do that so it can be quite rustic. Now we put the brisket in here. Bring it to a simmer and leave it for about 3.5 hours.
I told you it's worth it. I'm telling you, it's worth it.
Right, we'll lose this lid. I think that's cool enough now. We can just about get a sandwich out of it. What's your favourite sandwich, Kingy?
Oh man, a Reuben sandwich, dude, with that, fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, the Reuben sandwich is the colossus of sandwiches. You start off with good sourdough bread, butter, slices of just warm, homemade salt beef. You top that with a couple of spoonfuls of sauerkraut. Some cheese goes on the top, Emmental, nice one. And then you make a Russian dressing to top your butty, which is what we're doing now.
Right, it starts with a teaspoonful of shallots.
Now, to his teaspoon of shallots, I put a teaspoon of horseradish sauce.
And then we have some gherkins that we're just going to dice.
Hot sauce, red hot sauce, a splash, 2 or 3 or 4. A tablespoon of mayonnaise.
Do you know what? I am so excited by this sandwich.
Oh, I know. Well, we've waited for 10 days for this sandwich. a tablespoon of ketchup.
Gherkins, mate.
Brill. And a splash of Worcestershire sauce. And that is our Russian dressing. And to finish it off, just a pinch of paprika. What do you think, Kingy?
Oh man, that's it.
Mr. Beef. Beautiful. Now, it does look a bit grey there, but wait till we cut inside. Go on, Kingy, you're on carving duties.
All right, Mucker. Now.
There you are.
There we are. That's what we're looking for. Look at that.
And that's your homemade corned beef.
Oh, that smells so amazing.
It's just the tenderest, most wonderful, fragrant beef.
Oh, man.
Call it corned beef, call it salt beef. That's some of the best beef I've ever tasted. Flavour, it's fantastic. Now, we're using a sourdough for this. Could use whatever bread you fancy. I think a Reuben traditionally is on rye.
Yes.
But we're kind of sourdough fans, aren't we? You do it yourself. You can put as much love as you want, even into a sandwich. Quite a generous sandwich.
Oh, yes.
You know, let's think deli style. Because you wash the brine and the pickling spices off it, it's not overtly salty or spicy. Now, sauerkraut.
Yes.
Now the cheese. And Gruyere, I think that's my favourite for this. The Russian dressing. Take that piece of bread. Well, I think this is the ultimate sandwich. Oh. Look at that. That was brilliant.
I know you shouldn't talk with your mouth full, but dear me, that's great.
You know, it's bonkers, isn't it, Kingy? When you get dishes like the Reuben sandwich, because it's more than a sandwich.
It is.
You wonder who first thought of putting together salt beef, sauerkraut, cheese, and a spicy chilli dressing.
Einstein, dude, because it's genius.
Britain has an army of creative chefs who day after day send out sensational dishes to customers in their restaurants. But back at home, what's their idea of comfort food?
I'm Henry Eldon. We're at the Cauldron restaurant in St Werburgh's, Bristol. The name is exactly what we do. We've got a 60-litre cast iron cauldron in the kitchen. For us here, we are unique to have a kitchen that's powered by charcoal and beach dogs. What you have is what you're cooking on, and it's open for the customers to see. That's really nice to be able to show those processes and those flames and that smoke coming out.
So all of our appliances in the cauldron are solid fuel powered. This one here, it's a beautiful dome. It's a wood-fired Pompeii oven, Italian style, been used for centuries to make bread and pizzas. We use it for roasting haunches of meat, vegetables, making Yorkshire puddings for our roast. Down here we got our Swedish style cast iron stove called Vicky. We use that for wok burning, for proving bread. A nice little bit of warmth in there to hold plates hot. These, the masterpiece, centre of the kitchen, South African poikie pots, big cast iron stock pots. We've got a stock in here at the moment of pig's trotters, chicken carcasses, vegetables. They'll be on for 2 or 3 days, powered by a fire directly below it.
Cooking in this way with a solid fuel has lots of benefits. You can get a nice char on fruit and vegetables. You can get the immediate heat. You get the smoke and the smell coming from that wood burning. You get this sense that you're cooking with nature. It's the way that families and cultures have cooked for centuries. One of the dishes that we're doing at the moment incorporates smoking chicken in Woody, the wood-fired oven. It's a really nice way to get the flavour and colour onto the meat. We've made a dressing with the fat that comes out of the chorizo when you roast that in the oven as well. And that fat we then use to make a mayonnaise. It's a really bright colour and a fantastic flavour. So after a long day in the kitchen, we finish here. I'm really fortunate I live just across the road from the restaurant. St Werburgh's is a really quiet neighbourhood. We go and forage some berries and damsons. and everything's grown organically in St. Werburgh's. With the life that we live as chefs, you don't really get a huge amount of time to spend at home, to socialise. But when we do, we get lots of friends around, we'll build a fire in the garden, and I cook on the barbecue all year round. So it's really nice to get everyone involved, and it's a really social event. My direction with cooking is definitely influenced by how I cook at home. My partner's from Texas, and we get huge influences from the barbecue scene out there. As a result, we cook on the barbecue a lot at home, not just meat, vegetables and stews and casseroles and desserts. So now we're going to cook the crumble. It's a smoked apple and spiced rum crumble with the berries and the damsons that we foraged from the farm earlier down the road. Thick crumble topping, nuts, dried fruits, sugar, spiced on to flambe, all off in the barbecue. Delicious. To make the crumble, I smoke the apples over hawthorn. It's very similar to apple and pear tree. We smoke them on the barbecue with the lid on. Get a load of the spiced rum in there, burn it off. Red fruits, red berries, damsons. Crumble topping on top with some of the dried fruits. Nuts, oats, all in there. Get the lid back on and use the barbecue like an oven to bake this all in a dish. Having lived in London for 30 years and not having a garden, any outside space, you know, it's really nice to come down here, have our barbecue, get your friends out, be outside with the trees and cook all out here in the garden. It's really nice to sit with your friends and dig through it with big spoons, eating it from the pan. The addition that my kitchen brings to the food is these smoky, charcoaly, carbonised flavours. Having that same smell and that same flame and spark that we do in the garden that we have in the restaurant here, it's my dream.
DIY doughnuts.
Yes, jam doughnuts.
DIY jam as well.
Yeah.
Doughnuts now, you see them in service stations and everything, but most people don't really think of making their own.
No.
Most people don't think of making jam.
No.
Put the two together, homemade doughnuts with homemade jam.
Well, I'm just hulling strawberries and I will be here for a while, so don't worry about me.
And my job is to put the dough in that nut. So what I do is, first off, I have half a teaspoon of salt, and then to that I add, stir the salt in because I don't want to kill my yeast, a sachet of dried yeast, some caster sugar.
Sugar.
And then just mix your dries together with clean hands. Donut dough is quite a rich dough, so I melt the butter into the milk, and then I'm going to beat an egg into that, then make the dough. Now, how many are you eating and how many are you putting in the bowl? It's like one for the pot, one for me.
Wow. Sorry.
Now, I don't want to heat this up too much because obviously if this gets too hot, it's going to kill the yeast. So the butter is just melted. Take it off. I'm going to beat into this an egg.
While Dave's doing that, I'm going to start the process of making our jam. So there's 750 grams of strawberries and 750 grams of granulated sugar.
See, he's making this up as he goes along. He's jamming.
Hey!
It's easy, isn't it? It's half and half.
It is, exactly that, half and half.
Egg gets beaten into the milk and butter.
Make a well in the dry ingredients and pour in the milk, butter and egg mixture. Stir to combine with a spoon or your hands until it comes together in a fairly firm dough. Knead until smooth.
Return the dough to the bowl and cover with cling film or a damp tea towel. Leave somewhere warm until the dough has doubled in size. For the homemade strawberry jam, heat it up until the strawberries break down and the sugar dissolves. When the temperature reaches 105 degrees, you will start to make pectin, which is the chemical which causes the jam to be jammy. You can then turn the pan off and you'll have jam. We've got the jam, we've got the dough.
That's it. Got to wait for that to cool, wait for your dough to rise. Let's have a cup of tea.
There we go, Mr. King.
Right, that's cool. Oh, nice, dude.
Now that dough should make 8 healthy-sized doughnuts. So we knock the dough back.
Oh, very nice. Oh, it smells lovely.
So that's the air knocked out.
Right, while you're doing that, mate, I'm going to put the cool jam into this jug, and then from the jug into a squirty bottle, and that's how we're going to get our jam into our doughnuts. And just because we can, we made some custard.
Custard and jam doughnuts. Not yet, though.
No.
We have to put these aside for half an hour until they've doubled in size again. Right, let's make doughnuts.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
Take your dough. Don't crowd your... I want to flatten it a bit.
Heat the vegetable oil in a fryer or deep wide saucepan to around 160 degrees C. Fry the doughnuts for around 3 minutes on each side until they are a deep golden brown. This will need to be done in at least 2 batches. Do not overcrowd the pan or the temperature of the oil will drop.
They are supermodel doughnuts. Ha! You've got to get the sugar on when it's hot, though. No pain, no gain. Mr. King.
Thank you, sir.
To the injection plant.
Right, so it's very simple. What you do is you make a hole in your doughnut, like that. Squiggle it round a bit. Oh, squirt the jam in.
I love the idea of the custard.
It's great, isn't it?
I don't mind a bit of ooze on the jam, because it gives you an indication of the treasure that lies within.
I know, well, that's what I was thinking, you see.
They're brilliant.
Right. That's it, we're done.
We're done.
Shall we? Yeah, but here's a competition.
Yes.
Can you eat a doughnut without licking your lips?
Well, can we eat a doughnut and keep our moustaches intact? I'm going in custard and jam side. They're brilliant.
Well, really, really, really naughty.
It's even got a smiley face, look.
Excellent. DIY doughnuts, do them, they're lush.
Oh, aye. They're naughty, but they are very nice.